Welcome, Sumit. This is our eighth podcast in this series, and I welcome you. And you have your free time for us. Let's start. So we got.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hmm. So Sumit, how is going on nowadays? It's really good, or
Thank you.
how are you feeling?
It is good. I will say overall it is good.
Life is going good.
Ups and downs are going on, but it is good.
I say going good. It is going as per your plan in your childhood, or it's different from your childhood. How you think that now? If you are, it's now you are 24 years old. Okay.
See,
Hmm.
okay. See, first of all, I am 26. Not to hide anything.
Okay.
And I think more than 90%, in case of we as a middle class people, more than 90% people, there is nothing that goes according to the plan.
According to the
Life takes serious ups and downs and everything happens, so there is nothing in my life that is going according to the plan. I think the things are going smoothly sometimes and I'm just going with the flow.
going with the flow. So let's know the plan. What was your plan? So when you were in your childhood, you belong to Uttarakhand, na?
Right.
So in your childhood, how
My
was your
plan.
what was your plan in that time in your seventh, eighth class, or was it you good in studies or in sports or anything else?
Okay, first of all, replying about my plan when I was in sixth and seventh and all, at that time, there was only one plan, that I
One.
have to go to school, then I have to go for coaching, and then I have to sleep. Only these plans were there. So at that time, we were having no tensions of career and all. We do not know anything about what is career, what is job, nothing. So at that time, there was no plan such. Like nowadays, we make plans, and from last 5, 6 to 7 years, we started making plans, getting serious about our future and everything. But at that time there was no plan. And about my hobbies, if I would like to tell you that I would love to play football at that time very much. So I played football and basketball a lot at that time. In studies I was average, so I have not liked them very much. I am kind of sporty person from that day till now also, I feel that.
Okay. Then there was no any plan, and you are going with the flow only. So which type of coaching are you doing at that time?
Yes. And the normal coachings, like we were having subjects of
Acha, acha,
normal
subject.
English, science, Hindi, that simple coachings of school.
Have you done the coachings of any job preparation like people are preparing from their 11th, 12th for NEET, for I think that for other exam. You're not doing that?
After 12th, after my 10 plus 2, I have just done a coaching for only half 1 month or 2 months, just for defense exams. Only
Okay.
this much coaching I have done in
Preparation.
regarding to the competitive exams after my 10 plus 2.
And what about the education system in that area in Uttarakhand? You are live in a hilly region or that higher or just in ground level? What was your house at that what place?
At that time, till I have done my college or 10 plus 2, we used to live in hilly area.
In hilly area. So there must be some
Named as
difficulties
there.
in going to the school in there are so many difficulties in hilly areas, no? Going up and down or
Nowadays there are less.
hmm.
Yes, yes. Nowadays there are less difficulties because there are vehicles, transport is available and routes are available. But in hilly areas also, I will consider 2 points. There are two things. One is rural area, one is urban area.
Okay.
We used to live in urban area, so in urban area there is good transportation and good road facilities, so we do not have any difficulty. But in case you take the rural areas, in rural areas when there is monsoon coming on and different things, then there is difficulty there. The roads are damaged and many things, many difficulties came there. But in urban areas they are not much difficulty. So I have never faced any difficulty during my school time and anything regarding to my area.
So it was an urban area, and the availability of facilities are there in the schools, coaching, or market, and all the malls, वगैरह. There are all the same like a city, or maybe the less quantity, huh?
The availability was everything was good because
Okay,
from where I came, that it name is the district is Pithoragarh, one
Pithoragarh.
of the most beautiful district of Uttarakhand.
Hmm.
So it is one of the developed district of Uttarakhand. So there is a good education system in that district. There is good education system, good hospitalization system. Everything is going good and it is under development. So it is the district is, I think, far more better than some other districts as compared to our neighboring districts. If we compare our district,
So facilities was good. Okay. And about sports
yeah,
facilities,
the
you got
facilities
the
were good.
ground, and you got the ground for playing football, all that. So it just
Yes,
not
yes, 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 yes.
it
There
just
are
was
a lot
normal.
of grounds.
It was normal for that.
It was
Yes.
all good that the inter-district championship also held there and many other championship held there. So there are good sports in Pithoragarh district. Good sports grounds are available there.
Okay, so what was the reason for your interest in football? Have you played till higher levels, or what was your journey of football? How, in which class you started playing
The
football?
journey. Okay. So I think this question is an interested one because I feel very good when we talk about football and all.
Yeah.
I've started playing football when I was in fifth class, I think. I remember I was in fifth or sixth class. We started playing football and all. Before that, usually the children's play that is normal football and all. They do not know anything about rules and
Just
I think they just play for fun. But
just
after
kick the
sixth,
football.
seventh, yes, I just changed my school when I just switched my school in my sixth class. Then I got to a good school. Then I saw there was a playground. There were rules that was, and there was a PT teacher also for us. So he used to guide us how to play football and the children's interested in football. So there, from there, the journey of football started, and after that. While coming to home and getting the Sundays off, we used to play nearby our home also on many days. So from school, my school teachings, like my school teacher taught us that how the football game is played, how this is where the interest is generated. I think from my schooling, the interest regarding football has generated.
So it goes up to what level you have played at 12th or after that also?
Goes to the level in 12th, till 12th played just inter school that goes on, but only that.
So in many schools, there are only one lecture, one period for the sports. You don't get so much interest in that because it's just a free period. It just count as a free period, and people go there and just time pass and come. So how you get so much time in your school to get interest in football, or you are nominated, or you give your name for the football team? Because as I know, whenever I used to go to the sports, there are only one period and people are just time pass. So that's something different in your school, or you have selected yourself in the football team. That's how you got so much time in a football.
uh, we can say that during the school time we were also having the same timetable as you are saying as of yours, that
Mm.
we were also having only one or I think two sports
Okay.
period in a whole week
Hmm.
we were having. But besides that, there is a time that is called recess, which
Hmm.
we get the time for our lunch. So
Hmm.
at that time, most of the childrens at the time there is just no boys were just bringing the lunch. Only girls used to bring the lunch. So boys never used to bring their lunch. They were just like ki, lunch when the lunch period starts. That short period, we started going to play the football. Like our PT teacher used to give us football at the time also. So we utilize the time we were so tired. We think nothing about that. We think that if you get the time to play football in the ground, in our school ground, then we just fully utilize the time. So that time, at that time also in sports period also, our preference was always that whenever we get free in our school, whenever we get the free period, the teacher is absent, so anything happens in 1 week, at least one period is free. Sometimes due to such teacher's personal commitment, he is not available, she is not available, then we also used to play the football. So I would say that I selected the football, that I would love to play this game because it automatically started generating some attachment towards this game, and I started feeling that I enjoy the game. Like, I really love to play this game.
So, Sumit, what do you think about the future of football in India? Because in India, you can say that everybody is playing cricket most of the time. Now, not everybody, but people are more interested in cricket. But actually, you ask me, the football is more good for health, more physical fitness. The football is a game for physical fitness, but not that cricket. Cricket is just a in an interview, someone asked me, "What is your favorite sports?" Then I said cricket. So he said that cricket is not a sport. It's just a it's just a favorite pastime. So what do you think about how can we change the perspective of the people, the thought of the people about football? Football should be famous in India more than cricket, I thought.
See, I think, according to my perspective, uh, in India, the things like football is given preferences in the areas where people are more educated. I think
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
I have been since I have experienced this from the deep and by the roots and by coming on the ground, that in the areas where we have seen there is less education, or the people do not know anything more to explore, they usually
Mm.
used to play cricket. They have
Yeah.
nothing other game to play.
Mm.
They just, it is very simple. You have one ball and you get just one bat, and you started playing anytime, anywhere.
Mm.
So because people are not much aware about the rules, and more not much about the, what we can say, that there is a scope of football is getting less, because there is scope of education that is giving awareness to the childrens, that we can say, na, the extracurricular activities
Mm.
in that children are getting very less scope, that they are
Mm.
not getting good more wider their mindset. Like, we can play other games also, we can just start playing other games. So I have seen that in my area, if I can say, the education system is good, the schooling system is good, and the schooling system is good. So that is why they are providing us a good atmosphere for playing different games. We can
Yeah.
explore ourselves. What happens in a government school, there is very limited things that a children can explore himself.
Mm.
So for exploring things, there need to be a good schooling system. And nowadays, a good schooling system can only be seen in private schools.
Yeah.
So I was one of them, private schools. So I get this more exploring things, and I have seen children also of private school. Mostly they are used to play football only, because they got interested, because it is a kind of game which just this game has a magic, that it just seems that if person started playing football now, that he gets addicted somewhere to playing this football and all. Otherwise, you said that earlier also, that playing cricket is just a kind of time pass only, like we are just used to play this and just simple for.
Okay, so it's about the facility also. The football needs require a big ground. So most of the time in the villages and in rural area, that not that available. And in for the cricket, it's just like you get some place or you can play there. And the requirement of the equipment is quite less. You, as you said, there is only one bat and ball, and people are available and a place. तो गांव में ना खेत होते हैं तो खेत जैसे थोड़ा भी खाली होगा they start playing cricket. But as the availability of the grounds is very less in most of the areas in rurals, as I belong to that area, so ground if you want to play football, then the availability of ground is very less. You have to go to the district level. Our district has a very big ground, so playing football. So the availability of grounds also less, and because of that, the growth of the sport is not that good. because growth start from the roots. I thought that if the availability of the government start providing grounds and the places toward football, then it can also become so big as it should be in the world area. In the world, there are in the most of the countries, the football are the most famous game. But in small, I think 5 or 10 countries are playing crickets, and most of them are playing football only. So
Right,
how
right.
can you suggest me how can we add the extracurricular activities like football, playing anything like badminton and all that should be made the part of the education system only? They should be the part of education system so that people should sometime forced to make part in that, then they start enjoying it. But nowadays I can see that they are not forced to, they are just, if you want to you can, but you have to study. The study is the forceful part but not the sports. How can we change that? You have thought about that? Any?
Yeah, I think it has two solutions. One
Hmm.
is very simple.
Hmm.
That one directly goes to the solution, and the other one need efforts, and it will take some time.
Hmm.
The first solution is very simple. If any parents or any individuals want him to explore the sports, other sports like you say lawn tennis, table tennis, or anything, then he if he needs to upgrade himself to these sports and explore these new sports which he has never tried even, so he need to get coaching from a private institution, I will say, like private sports institution, or coaching from private sports institution or private. I will say, if you see the private colleges also, and if you see the government colleges, even we are talking about after 10+2. If an individual wants to play anything, if you see the private colleges in the big cities, in the urban areas, there are facilities of basketball, football, and everything. But if you see colleges in our village, there are no more facilities, and nobody is exploring the things because there is less facility. So the simple solution directly goes to the you get, if you want to explore, just get attached to the game where you are getting the game. Just you have to pay more money, and you will get attached to any private institution. And the second one is that if we want from the basic roots from the education system to change, then the education system is totally in the hands of government.
Yeah.
So the simple solution is government will do it, and we never know when the government will do it. Government start doing it, and slowly, gradually it will come. So it will take a lot of time. If you talk about the
Hmm.
government schools, the government institution, colleges, anywhere.
So maybe the government is also thinking about the new education policy. They have refined the education system, but still they are have not added the sports so much. They have added skills. They are working on the skills. So
Right,
this is a good sign. But the sports needs more attention also.
right.
So nowadays, what are you doing on your physical health? You are playing something or just exercising, and how you are maintaining your physical health nowadays? As a sports person, you must be more conscious about your health. So what are you doing nowadays?
Talking about the sports and games, so since a long time I have not played this football, basketball, and all.
Hmm.
Very less. In 6 months, hardly. I used to play 2 to 3 days like this. But the running, one thing that I go for a run every evening, and the physical exercises I do. So that is going on. That is every day. That is a routine. That is a proper routine of our every day. There is a routine that you have to burn this much calories and run 4 to 5 kilometers every day and do the exercises and all. That is the regular routine I am following nowadays.
Okay, and you belong to an area where the weather is mostly cold in Uttarakhand.
In Uttarakhand, as we have earlier discussed, that there are different areas: the hilly areas, the high hilly areas, or the plain areas.
Okay.
So, discussing about the things that in the hilly areas, the weather nowadays in coming winters, the climate will be very cold. But discussing about the plain areas, the climate will be average. So, in plain areas, there is no much difficulties we face.
So you are a, as people ask everyone that you are a mountain person or a beach person. So you love mountains more or the general area like this? You are now working in, I think, Gujarat. So you like this place or the mountaineer place, hilly place? Because I love mountains so much.
See, talking about if you say mountain or beach area, I have never seen beach in my life till now, till date. So, but after that, talking about this and all beach areas, I will tell you more this about it when I would explore some beaches
Hmm.
and not the beaches like Goa and Mumbai and all, the beaches which have a lot of rust and all. I will go to some beaches where there is no rust, that is totally
Hmm.
people. There are
Hmm.
hardly a single or two people visit there. There are many beaches which are unexplored. Like if you go to Andaman and Nicobar,
Hmm.
islands, there are many beaches. So I think ocean is also good, quite good. But exploring about mountains, we have explored a lot of mountains, and I will say exploring mountains and sitting with mountains, talking with them, talking with nature is totally a pure bliss. That is bliss. No experience, no other experience can give you that explore that you explore yourself.
Hmm. It's really quite the sunset, the watching the sunset, watching the sunrise, going to the height of the mountain, feeling as a achievement when you reach there. So you
Right,
keep doing it from your childhood.
right,
So, I always thought that mountains are good for touring. मतलब घूमने के लिए अच्छा है. But the living there quite difficulties, as you have said that in urban areas there are many facilities nowadays, so it's good. But in rural areas it's quite difficult to live because there are facility. I went to the Uttarakhand for there is a famous place, no? Baba.
Kanchi Dham.
Kechi Dham. So I used to wonder that how they make the availability of the things, like they are making houses. So availability of bricks, availability of cements. They have to put from the down to the uphill area. So it become quite costly also. As I am living in,
Right, right.
I'm living in hilly area in here in Shillong. So in the ground region and the upper regions, the prices of the things changed. Maybe the milk of the price of the milk is quite changed. The Amul is now 26 or 27. The things price of the things has changed, and because of traveling or transport cost. So that's whole
Right.
thing is quite different in mountainous regions. Do you think that due to the climate, people are talking about climate change, you think that the climate of the mountains are changing, they are more volatile, they are more मतलब due to human activity वहाँ पर काफी चेंज आ रहा है, बहुत दिक्कतें आ रही हैं. There are there are things happening in your area or just it's good?
No, 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 no. Obviously, it is changing. Like I have personally feel that change and experience the changes. Like earlier, if we see before, if we talk about last 8 to 9 years ago, we used to see snowfall in our areas in winters in December and January. There is obvious. We already know that the December has came, the January has came. The snowfall will definitely be there in January and Feb. I am talking about the last 7, 8 years. We used to see the snowfall every year and used to enjoy. But if you talk about last 5 to 6 years, the snowfall is just not constant. There, you can never say anything like now today that this year the snow will fall or not. There is no, you have no idea about it. Like we can say if 2016 the snowfall has happened, in 2015 it is not, in 2016 it has not, in 2017 it can be. This is all due to climate changes and in hilly areas where talking about the hilly areas and the rural areas where we used to get the pure water. The
Hmm.
water we do not used to get this tap connection and all from this municipal corporation and panchayat and all to give money about the water. The water we get from our to our home that we drink, it is totally pure, and there is no tap water. The we can say that the natural sources of water was available a lot. But from last 5 to 6 years, I have seen that the natural sources, the natural resources which were available of drinking water, that is pure drinking water, are totally getting the very less. The quantity is very less. The water quantity is very less at the time of summers. The water is totally there. It drains up. So the water is also a problem. Climate is also a problem. The problem has begun a lot.
What about water? The people in ground area have a tap water not है देयर क्या बोलते हैं उसको हैंड पंप लगा लेते हैं या ट्यूबवेल लगा लेते हैं देयर अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ ट्यूबवेल
Right,
बट इन
tube
hilly areas there are mountainous so you cannot I thought that you cannot ट्यूबवेल और हैंड पंप नहीं लगा सकते so how your availability of water झरने से लाते हैं क्या अभी क्या फैसिलिटी रहता है
in hilly areas, in plain areas, you already know there is hand pump and tube well to just get water from underground. In hilly areas, we get water mostly from the like waterfalls, and we can, if there is dhara, we take
हाँ
the water which flow from a river or flow from a water source from where the water is originating from some glaciers and all it is coming and it is making a narrow uh, row between the houses and all. So it is called as dhara. So pure water comes there. The pure
okay
water is available there. But nowadays it is also going to extinct, we can say. So but so because of this now the tanks are made, big tanks are made and the tap connection is given
I have
like in
seen
cities
here.
also.
I have seen here in Meghalaya, there is so much rain. There is so much rain, but still, due to the mountainous region, they cannot procure it as a groundwater. Uh, they have to depend on the jharnas and all that natural resources. But they are very less because of they are extincting day by day. Government is providing water facilities by pipeline, but they are very rare. In like 1 to 3 days, their water will come out for 1 hour only. So just like a facility, I have meet with people outside. They are facing water crisis really, and because of so much water, I don't know why so much raining. I don't think why people are not saving the rainwater and in the roof or the places because there are very less. There are यू कैन से पानी की बहुत कमी हो रही है यहाँ पे लेकिन फिर भी पता नहीं देर शुड थिंक अबाउट द आइडियाज इन उत्तराखंड द रेन इज क्वाइट हाई और द नॉर्मल
It is good,
इट्स
I will
गुड
say.
जस्ट लाइक अदर प्लेसेस
Like
So it's 10 minutes left to in our recording. So Sumit, what do you think you want to be successful? What one thing that make you feel successful that I want to do this thing before I die or before I go to that 40, 50 years? Any things, any plan you have to make yourself feel successful that I have done this, now I have done completed my life. Anything that you have planned or not?
see, talking about success is I will say every individual is having a different definition of success.
Yeah,
On the individual level they have different definitions of success. According to me, I will tell you, according to me, the success according to me the success is, I will say, I will not talk about these materialistic things that I am having a good job, I am having a good house and all. These
yeah.
are all parts of life. If someone is not having a house or a good car or a good job today, he
Hmm.
will definitely have that good car, job and good house after 10 years, not
Yeah.
after 10 years, after 20 years.
Okay.
Someone who is middle class and low middle class, he also comes from low middle class, then after 15, 20 or 25 years, he will, if he will save money, he will get a he will come in a disciplined way and something, he will definitely be having a good house and a good job, everything. So these things are just a part of life, these things come and go. But talking about a varied, about a whole life, like what according to you is success? The definition of success, according to me, never changes from time to time. Like today, I am having a good house, good car. Then I would like to say that last from if we say 10 years ago, my success definition was that I must have a good car and this. So now today I will say that my success definition is something else. My success definition is saying that I must have 2 to 3 houses, 2 to 4 cars, a good job. And my success definition always remains the same. According to me, the success definition to me is, uh, I will I will say just in a brief words that I am a kind of spiritual person.
Mm.
So the inner peace that gives that I hold, the inner peace, the inner happiness, the inner bliss that I get, I totally get that from my that bhakti mark, that I go into that puja part wali cheez.
Mm.
So I would say that that gives me total inner peace and bliss. So according to me, the my success definition is that the point I am getting a inner peace or mental peace, and
Okay.
that is, I think,
Inner journey.
the solution for me, that is that what things, my experience says, what things give me this inner peace or mental peace after having anything or after having nothing. That is, I think, a worship one cheese, that I believe in God and I have faith in God. I used to visit the temples and all, I used to do bhajans and all. So that is my inner peace. According to me, that is my definition.
That's
That is my
really good
success.
thinking or believing, thinking about that thought in an early age is really good for everyone, really, because the materialistic things are just for the quite, you can say बहुत थोड़े टाइम के लिए खुशी होती है, but the inner peace, the
Temporary.
spiritual peace is for the long time. It's make you more good in life also. So it's really good to talk to you, Sumit, and I hope that you will work on that. Are you reading something right now? Any book, any spiritual book or anything that you are reading for self-help, anything?
Talking about the spiritual book, I would suggest you also
Yeah,
that Bhagavad Gita,
Bhagavad
uh,
Gita.
one of the most, I will say, the most influencer, the most, the book which gives us a knowledge of life and everything. I would suggest you also Bhagavad Gita. And talking about me, the books of spiritual or watching spiritual videos and all, that is all the routine, under the routines.
Sumit, I will also have a discussion on you on Bhagavad Gita because I have read also and I have so much doubts or explanations I need from you and me also. So we will talk once about that also, the spiritual part, yeah, how the you said that how the fate works, how is the ये समझ कि जिंदगी कैसे काम करती है, कैसे चीजें बनाई हैं, बहुत हम इस बारे में बात करेंगे. But now it only 5 minutes left
Right,
to end this podcast because in the free version of Zoom there is only a limit of 40 minutes. So कैसे 40 minutes बीत
right,
गए पता भी नहीं चला. You have a great life, great journey, and I hope that there are so many topics to talk with you. And the one I will talk only about footballs, only one I will talk about your spiritual journey that you are doing right now, you are going right now. So we'll talk. I have two more interesting podcast with you. So uh, in the last 5 minutes, I want to take your suggestions about this series. How can I make it better? And what question I should ask more to make. I want to know the person actually. I want to know about more deeply about you. So, what question I should ask you again in the next podcast or the other persons that I going to do the podcast with them? Have you any suggestions for me in this series?
yes, yes. According to me, the suggestion that I will give you, that you can add some more questions. Like if we talk about the questions regarding, I will say you can ask someone that what makes him happy or what things made him sad, what kind
Mhm.
of situations he feel so, we say na, that makes me anxious or angry, what kind of situation, and in what kind of situation the individual feels safe, good, peace, mental peace, in what kind of situation, and what kind of peoples, like
Mhm.
friends, like we say that choosing friends is totally in our hands, like
Yeah.
choosing our mother and father was never in our hand,
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
but choosing friends and choosing our future is totally in our hands. So what kind of friends, like if we would attract, what kind of vibe we would attract from people
Good
that
person.
like this also, what kind of things that makes us more good. And I will say something about that, what someone wants to do, what I see myself in the upcoming 10 years, in what place in upcoming 10 to 15 years, what is my plan for future 10 to 15 years, what I talk about my financial situations, and what about my spiritual situations, what about my personal life and all about that, what I see myself in upcoming 15 years, 20 years. Because everybody make their plans for next 5 years, that we will get married, we will having children, we will be having a good house, something and something and something, blah blah blah, everything goes
Hmm.
like this only, because we are humans
Yeah,
and we
everybody has
make
a
plans.
plan.
That is very simple. Like, so that's some more questions we can add, some good more questions.
Okay, then 2 minutes left. Really, this question should be added. The most like question, what makes you happy is really good. I will talk about that in the next podcast. And how you feel in
Right.
this podcast? It's really you think that it's good. It should be good. It should be doing do. I should do it in one-to-one interaction or in a group. How you think that it's really good to one-to-one interaction?
I think one to one is good. One to one is more good, much good, because one to one is kind of a connection. I'm
Yeah.
getting connected to you, you are getting connected to me, my wives are getting connected to you, and your wives are getting connected to me. In a group, what happened, there are a lot of people,
Hmm.
someone you know closely, someone is not your closed one, someone is your this. There are a lot of people, the connection does not happen. This connection is totally good, that we are only two and we are free. I feel free to share things,
Yeah.
what things I can share with you. So this is all sharing and care.
So it's really good to talk to you and really good. There are many questions I have for you in the next podcast also. So it's low.
Thank
You
you,
like
thank you.
that?
Yes, I love this, I love the podcast.
It's going
I
to
love
end
it.
any time because 1 minute left. So really
Right.
thank you for bringing out your time. You are going home. Hope you have a good you can do it. What can say vacations. So really
Thank
good.
you.
And whenever you are free, just call me. We will do it again, and we will talk about more
Right.
topics and more things. Like and I will talk about your personality also. It's really calm, cool, and really good. You are a very friendly
Right.
person. Yeah, where people can make you friends very easily. You don't have that ego type feeling because of your spiritual journey. Because when you go to the spiritual journey, it's teach you that you should be no, ignoring people. So you should not think about more much people's like what they are thinking, what they are thinking
Right.
about you, and it's may make you really cool, calm, and happy. So I just believe that you go to your continue with your spiritual journey and have a good. It's my